Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing. Now, Mark, how much safer do you think cannabis will be post-legalisation?
Well, I think cannabis is safe now. What's going to be safer are the streets, because the gangs won't be monopolizing the distribution. And we won't have a lot of young people tempted to become dealers of marijuana. And if we legalize all drugs, dealers of any drugs. And that's what's very corrupting. When, you're 15, 16, 17, you get your first job, you're being paid the minimum wage, and then some guy in your social milieu shows up, and he's got great clothes on, and he's got great sneakers, and he's got a girl on his arm, and he's got a car now, and he seems to have lots of cash. And then word gets out he's dealing drugs. It makes everybody else feel small, who's just working an ordinary life. And so they say, well, I want in that. We live in a material world. We see all these ads on television. Everywhere we're exposed to, material goods. So, naturally young people are tempted to, if it takes going across town with a big bag of white powder to get myself 300 euros, then that's what I'm going to do, is what people will start thinking. So it's very corrupting, and that's how we're going to make the streets safer. It's how we're going to make young people safer. As to marijuana itself, in Canada, marijuana is very safe. It's never adulterated. I've never seen it. There's no point to that, because marijuana is so expensive, you wouldn't want to adulterate it and kind of ruin it, really. So I think the social system, our streets will be safer, our children will be safer. But when everything is transparent and open in society, we know this in Ireland from the many scandals, the streets are safer, the society is safer when we're open and transparent and we talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
If people are concealing things, then this is always a bad thing. And prohibition encourages secrecy and covering up of details.
Okay, and do you think cannabis has a generally bad representation in the media?
No, in Canada, I would say the media is 90% sold on legalization. Now, it's less so in Ireland.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's less so in Ireland, and it's because the establishment still parrots these insane arguments. It's a gateway drug, or, it creates bad behavior, none of which is true. Marijuana is extremely safe. It's not criminogenic. It doesn't bring about bad or violent behavior. Pot people are very good creative people. We make tremendous contributions to society. And in fact, the establishment is spiting us, because every last one of them enjoys the creativity that comes from people smoking marijuana. Let's say the Beatles, or the Rolling Stones, or Led Zeppelin, or any reggae artist, or any hip-hop artist, or any rap artist. So people are hypocrites when they condemn marijuana, because they enjoy the fruits of marijuana creativity every day.
Do you think if there was said bad media attention of a relatively benign substance, would it affect the choices people would make to use it?
Well, eventually they do, but here's why young people don't buy into it. Young people know from the experience of their peers that marijuana is a lot of fun. And that's pretty well the limit of it. They also know that with alcohol, you're going to have women getting raped, you're going to have women making bad judgments. I mean, everybody knows women become vulnerable to silly ideas when they're on alcohol. There's promiscuity, easy sexual access, and marijuana never changes your personality. It doesn't change what you are, who you are. It merely makes it more fun to do what you're doing. It makes it so you perceive things in a more sensitive way, but it doesn't change who you are. Unlike alcohol, which can change a person's character, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, marijuana doesn't do that. So the young people already know the truth. They've seen it. They know that it's just a lot of fun, and it's really safe, and it's much better than alcohol and tobacco and street drugs and huffing gas and taking prescription pills and all that sort of stuff. And so that's why it has a good reputation. The people know marijuana is good. It's the people that don't smoke marijuana that are susceptible to the propaganda. So they believe it, and then they influence the legislature with their opinions based on ignorance.
Okay, thanks for that. Do you believe that using cannabis will result in a long-term drop of IQ and ability to concentrate?
Oh, no. I think intelligent, inquisitive people are attracted to marijuana. I think marijuana is a useful assist in their life. It helps them. It contributes to them. I know, for example, the rock and roll musician Neil Young. He said he'd smoked marijuana every day since 1967, and he'd written songs every day. And then 3 years ago, his doctor told him to stop smoking marijuana. And he's commented in his new book, which I just read, that he hasn't written a line of music in that 3 years since he stopped smoking marijuana. Now, for some reason, he thinks this is a good idea. I think it's perfect proof that the man's talent was brought out and nurtured by marijuana. And now that he's not using it, his talent has evaporated.
How does the social experiment that's ongoing in Colorado and Washington compare to Uruguay's leap forward, in your opinion?
Well, here's the thing that I like about Colorado, and I like about Washington, but I like it less, is that private individuals are growing the marijuana. In Uruguay, he's saying that the state is going to control it.
So just capped it.
So here's what, it's $1 a gram. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
But the danger there, it's such a great price that it'll probably eliminate the black market. And then what happens when a successor to the president of Uruguay comes in and he doesn't like the policy and he changes it? Then all of a sudden nobody's growing weed, right? Because nobody could compete with $1 a gram. So now you've got possibly no weed at all in Uruguay if the president changes things. In Colorado, everybody can grow 6 plants. That's good. And a house can grow up to 12. And then since everybody can grow it, it'll always keep the price lower. Plus, anybody can grow it and sell it to these shops. So as long as you're registered with the government, anybody can participate. And that's what I prefer. I prefer a transparent, open system, regulated, yes, but available to anybody with the skills to do a job.
Okay, well, that's all. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. See you.